Hi again, guys. We're up against Taichung once again here on the road in Taichung, and let's see if we can defeat them handedly as we have in the past. We have our first team out there once again, and we're looking to build up and come up with some sort of lead so that just in case we lose again to Athletic Club Taipei, it's not going to matter. We're what? This is match number eight of this season, and hopefully we can get a good victory and we can win by a fairly sizable margin to help make this season a rounding success. It's kind of a shame that we're not going to have the undefeated season that I was kind of hoping for, but that's kind of the way it works from time to time. Here's Taichung Wei over to Menegong, and it's up to Nene. And Nene has a goal. It's been a little while since we've seen him score, and it's only number 7 of the season for him. And so Nene scores here within 30 seconds. The nice thing about this quick goal is that there was nothing really like fluky about it. I mean, we just sort of run up, take the ball, pass it up the way that we're supposed to, and he is open right from the beginning. And we have their defense back on their heels, and so we have the 1-0 lead right away. Take a quick look and see if there potentially was a reason to believe that he was offside. Now he looks onside, looks perfectly fine. It looked fine in real time as well. Now let's just hope we don't give it away right off the bat, and we fortunately don't do that. And so it's 1-0 still from RSFC. Here's Menegong with the free kick, knocks that one over and in. That I thought was going to go up and over everything, and instead he scores. So we've scored twice in less than about 6 minutes or so into this match, and it's 2-0 quickly. Only the second goal this season for Menegong, who shows that he can score even from that more defensive-minded right wing-back position. Chen Jianliang now throws over to Nene, back to Chen Jianliang, and the cross is to nobody. Menegong, though, gets it over the back, wins it back, passes in there, and Nene is fouled in the penalty area, so this will be a penalty. Here comes Nene to take it. Remember, he had his most recent penalty saved, and this time he scores. So 3-0 Mars FC inside of 10 minutes. Goal number 8 for Nene this season. So, sometimes he gets it done, sometimes he doesn't. And in that match, he had I think it was a 6.0 rating at the end of it. That penalty sure didn't work so well for him. So, that's kind of the way that it works. Sometimes he has these matches that are just incredible, and sometimes he doesn't look very good at all. Ndaye missed that header, and here's Chikatara, who I'm always worried about, and he scores. And that was a little bit too... It was a little bit too easy for him. Chikatara is a great player, and every time we play against this team, I mention how much I worry about this guy getting ahead. That should have probably been offside. I'm kind of wondering why that wasn't called, and Leibolern did his best to try to save that one. I think we have Leibolern out there, but yes, we do, and his best, unfortunately, wasn't quite good enough. So now it is 3-1. That's a little bit of a fluke. I mean, usually he's not going to be able to run straight through our defense like that, at least I hope. Yu Wei now with the ball, walks it up left middle of the pitch, and passes this up and forward to Taichung Wei. Taichung Wei back to Chen Chengju, and nothing happens at the end of that. Yu Wei goes back to head this one back, and unfortunately heads it straight to the Taichung player, and there's Yu Wei with it again in the back. Hits it over to Bamba, and it's we're looking for Nene, can't quite find him, but Ndaye comes down with it. And Ndaye wins the ball back after losing it to Chen Jianliang, and then over to Yu Wei. Yu Wei passes this forward looking for Nene, and Nene forces a really good save by Zhang Zhixian, their keeper, and so this will be another corner. Menegong will walk back to take it, knocks this on up, and unfortunately we're unable to get ahead onto that one. So 3-1 is the lead still, and we have another throw here. Nene goes all the way back to Leibolern, who passes to Bamba. Cotter Bamba up to Cai Yiting. Cai Yiting with the ball and decides to go back to Bamba, easy way. Cotter Bamba back to Cai Yiting. Cai Yiting with this over to Taichung Wei, good pass forward to Ndaye, who's wide open as usual, and it's to Chen Chengju, and Chen Chengju, I think, was trying to shoot from that angle, and instead it was deflected up, and it was easy for their keeper to grab onto it. So probably could have done something a little bit more strategic there in that position. Here's Nene with a free kick over to Silla. Silla hits this one straight off of the guy standing right in front of him, and here comes Chikatara again. Now somebody needs to go tackle him. Instead, he passes the ball directly to Chen Jianliang, so ends up working out for us in the end. And we'll see what happens here as they have the ball again. We try to get it back. Bamba does win it over to Taichung Wei, and that's popped up slightly for Silla. It was kind of a interesting attempt. Silla again with this, and his shot is not quite online. He still needs to work on that. It's funny because the game will tell me that Silla has been improving as a player, and yet I see him scoring less and having fewer assists as his career progresses. So I'm not sure if he's really been improving or not. Fortunately, that shot is off target. So it's always hard to tell. It's one of those things I think where the player is improving, but he doesn't look as good as he improves or something. I don't know, whatever. Taichung Wei goes back and gets this one. Kader Bamba had a header from an impossible angle that was off the top crossbar. It was either going to be off the crossbar or it was going to be out of play. And so not much happened there as a result of that one. Here's a throw in by Menegong over to Chen Chengju, back to Menegong down to Taichung Wei. And Nene ends up winning the header in the end and gets enough English on that for his hat trick. So it's 4-1 for Mars FC, 3 goals for Nene, and he's definitely trying to make a case for himself with the man of the match. We've had a long layoff before this match, and I think that's been part of what's happening here. Nene, probably a little bit of a push-off there on Cho Xinhua, and there was no call. So and now the other question here, of course, is offside. And it's not really close if that's the angle you're looking at. I'm not quite sure why they looked at it from that pass. The question is more when the ball was actually delivered that got to Nene, and we didn't quite look at that. So it is. Silla now with the ball and passes back to Kader Bamba. Bamba lumps it forward, and there's nobody there once again, as we're used to. So sometimes you get somebody there, sometimes you don't. We're still taking a lot of risks that we probably shouldn't. Here's Nene with the ball. Passes down to Chen Jianliang, back to Ndaye, and Ndaye takes a big shot from very good range and ends up blasting it over everybody's head. And finally, we're up to halftime. So this is another one of those matches that's a little bit longer and takes up a little bit more time. We've had some matches that have been very, very fast and very quick, and then there are matches like this that seem to drag on and on and on because there's so many offensive scoring opportunities. Bamba heads this one out, but not quite far enough, and we need to get back onto this ball again, and then it just ends. So I'm not sure if I understand what was going on with that highlight, but that one really just literally died out. Let's see what we can do here. Taichung Wei is able to win this off over to Menegong. Menegong moves this up to Nene, down to Taichung Wei. And Taichung Wei loses possession far too easily. He had the ball, too, I would say, probably a little bit further back than he should have. Leibold was able to grab that deflected shot, and so no harm is done. But, yeah, Taichung Wei probably should not be playing that far back. He probably should be playing a little bit further up, which is where we want him to play. I think that was part of the problem. Here's Taichung Wei again. He finds Menegong. That was much better pass. Menegong with the cross over, and it is Nene, actually. He gets out. That was going to be Silla who got that. I think the pass was to Silla, and Nene ends up scoring. That's 4 on the night or on the day for him, and it's 5-1 for Mars FC. So look at this. This is a very good ball, again, forward by Taichung Wei, much better than the one he tried before. And the cross is there. I see what happened. Silla would have had it, and it was deflected by the defender straight to Nene, who's in the right place at the right time. 5-1 Mars FC. 4 goals now for Nene, who's going to get your man of the match. Menegong now 2 assists. Along with his goal as well. And, I mean, these guys are playing pretty well, I'd say. That was that Tsai Yuting or Tsai Shanwei. One of the Tsais knocked that ball back and probably put a little bit too much English on it. And speaking of too much English, that was definitely the case with that header there by Taichung. That was on target, but it was far too high and had far too much on it to be of much concern for us. Here's Hassan, whose shot is saved by Leibold. Very good job saving that one. And so we continue to move along with this 5-1 lead. Let's see what happens here as we inch our way along through the match. I know that Kader Bamba is tired. We're going to let him stay in and just finish out the end of this match. There's no problem with doing that. And it looks like we're not going to see much by way of another highlight. Nene with it over to Taichung Wei. Taichung Wei moves it up and has it taken away from him easily. So Taichung Wei still has some work to do in terms of maintaining possession and preventing the ball from just being taken away by a guy walking up to him. In the end, Mars FC win this one 5-1, 2.89 XG, almost 70% of the possession. This is what we're used to seeing, and a very, very good job by us, I would say, in this match. And so that's the way that we want to do it. It was a good goal there, though, by Chikatara, so we have to tip our hat to him. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.